I told you that confidence isn't something we're born with? It's something you build, one beautiful step at a time. Ready to learn more? Perfect, because in today's episode, we're launching our journey into a truth that might just set you free, knowing that you don't have to be ready, you just need to begin. I'll share my story of how missing out on the cheerleading squad led me to discover something I never knew I had inside me, and how that moment taught me that confidence is just another muscle. And to support you as you build that confidence muscle, my Life Design Workbook is ready to be your companion. You'll find the link in the show notes below. So go grab your favorite cup of tea, settle into your cozy spot, and let's talk about why the most confident thing you can do is simply begin. Do you find yourself struggling with constant anxiety, stress, or burnout? Maybe you're navigating through overwhelming waves of sadness or darkness. Has someone allowed you to believe that you're unworthy? Well then, we're here to debunk those beliefs and help you to overcome them. Hello, my friend, and welcome to the Radiance from Within podcast, guiding Christian women to build their confidence and self-worth. My name is Heidi, and I'm so excited to have you here. We'll work together to help you overcome negative beliefs by incorporating prayer, devotionals, and journaling into your daily routine. Additionally, we'll explore the power of words and how they can impact your mindset and well-being. Because when you unleash your inner peace, you will find the desire and strength to spread kindness and compassion. Join me each week and unlock your radiance from within. Discover your power and strength and embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Hello, beautiful. If you've been hanging out with me these past few weeks, then you know we wrapped up June feeling strong in the self-love and self-care department. And last week, I hinted at something kind of magical. You see, when I'm actually taking care of myself, and I mean really taking care of myself, not just checking a box or slapping on a face mask while running through my to-do list for tomorrow, everything starts to shift. And of course, that self-care routine changes with the season. Sometimes it's feeding my mind and soul with a good book that gets me thinking a bit deeper or dreaming just a little bit bigger. Other times it's actually getting outside for a walk with the pupster or strolling around the garden, just feeling the sun on my face and letting my thoughts wander as my feet move through the grass. That releases so much anxiety. And yes, every now and then I remember that vegetables are indeed my friends. So I'll throw on some greens onto my plate and feel like the grown-up I sometimes pretend to be. But when I'm in that rhythm, when I'm nurturing myself in ways that matter, I can feel it inside. My self-esteem bubbles to the surface. I feel grounded, more energized, more me. And you know what that leads to? Confidence. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I'm so glad you're here, but don't worry, you won't feel lost at all. And if I've piqued your curiosity, you can find the links to our June Self-Love mini-series in the show notes. Each one is a perfect little gem, and they build beautifully into what we're diving into this month. Confidence. And before we go any further, I must pause and send out a great big happy birthday shout out to my beautiful mother-in-law. She's one of the most thoughtful, loving women I know, and I am beyond blessed to have her in my life. Alrighty then, let's get to it, shall we? So yes, obviously, as I've mentioned today, we are going to chat about confidence. But just like June, I'm planning on doing another mini-series this month, what it is, what it isn't, and how to build confidence from the inside out. But just like anything new or anything we relearn, let's start with the basics. Confidence is often misunderstood. We think it's about being loud or extroverted or even having all the right words at the right time. But here's what confidence really is. And I don't think we talk about this enough. It's simply a feeling or belief that you can do something well, a trust inside you that you can succeed at something. And here's the part that changes everything. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build, like a muscle. When I was in high school, all of my elementary school friends were making the cheerleading squad, and I didn't. It was devastating. My self-esteem was completely squashed. I felt invisible, like a nobody. I was moping through the hallway, dragging my feet on the verge of tears when I saw an 11th grader walking toward me. Mind you, I was in 9th grade doing my best to keep my head down so he wouldn't see me. "What's your problem?" he hollered. "Do you remember 16 Candles?" Yeah, it felt like that. I was Molly Ringwald minus the outfit. I looked behind me to make sure he wasn't talking to someone else, but nope, he meant me. So I told him what happened. All my friends made cheer and I didn't. I felt like I didn't matter. But instead of brushing me off, he said, "You don't need them. You should try out for track. That's where all the cool kids are anyway." I didn't know if that was true, but it certainly made me feel better, so I did. And I was good at it. Really good. Running became my therapy, my release, my way to get all that high school anger and frustration out. By sophomore year, I was anchoring the 4x4 relay. I was so nervous, but we won. And I got my varsity letter, a huge deal for our little school and for me. That moment wasn't just about a patch on my jacket. It was proof that I could try something new, push past my fear, and come out stronger on the other side. I can't believe 40 years later that story still makes me cry. Anywho, when I think back on that story, that's when it clicked. Confidence is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But you've got to be willing to start, even if it's brand new, uncomfortable, or if your voice shakes and your knees wobble. You see, my sweet, growth doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready to begin. It comes from showing up on that very first day, and then again and again until that shaky little step turns into a strong, steady stride. Often, the most confident thing you can do is just begin. But the longer we wait, the more we overthink, the more fear takes the wheel. So instead of waiting to feel ready, jump. Take the action and then let the confidence catch up to you. So let me say that another way. You don't need a massive goal or a grand gesture. Start small. Seriously small. Maybe it's introducing yourself to someone new, raising your hand, or singing that solo, even if your voice shakes, or saying yes when your heart wants to run the other way. For me, I sing a solo at church every summer. I call it whisper singing because, yep, I'm not nervous. My kids show up every year to support me, and afterwards we always go out for a big yummy breakfast. Every time I tell them, okay, this is the year you're actually going to hear me, because it's not about the volume. It's about the heart and soul that goes into that solo, singing to God. You see, confidence isn't built because we felt strong in the moment. It's built because we felt nervous and scared, and we did it anyway. Those tiny steps, they build trust within yourself. And trust is the cure to doubt. That trust builds self-esteem, and self-esteem builds confidence. See how that works? It creates a loop that reinforces one powerful belief. I can count on myself. And like Theodore Roosevelt said, believe you can and you're halfway there. Because confidence doesn't mean you know everything. It just means you trust yourself to begin, even if you're still figuring it out. That's it. Are you ready to build your confidence one intentional step at a time? My life design workbook was made for this very moment. Inside, you'll find practical tools to release old habits that hold you back and replace them with new ones that move you forward. You'll create solid foundations, set meaningful goals, and map out your new version of success. Because confidence grows when you know where you are, where you're going, and how you'll get there. You can grab it now in my Etsy boutique. There's a link waiting for you in the show notes. Now, let's settle in for our prayer. Deep breath in and out. Creator God, thank you for all the blessings you've already poured into our lives. You are our light, our strength, our confidence. You don't call us to be fearless. You call us to be faithful. Remind us gently and often that we don't need to have it all figured out. We just need to take that first step with you. Give us the courage to begin, even when our voice trembles or our knees wobble. Help us trust you and trust the path you're placing before us so we can boldly step into who you've created us to be. We lift all of this up in Jesus' name. Amen. Let those words settle into your heart. Indeed, He is our strength, just like the words from Proverbs promise, for the Lord will be your confidence. Did you catch that? It doesn't say He'll give you confidence. It says He will be your confidence. That's so powerful. In fact, Rachel Platten captures that beautifully in her song, like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. That's exactly what happens when you let God in to be your confidence. When you begin to do something new, something out of your comfort zone, you might feel small like that tiny boat, but with Him as your source, you can and will create big waves. You've got this. And until next time, beautiful, I believe in you. Now, it's your turn. Thank you for joining me on today's podcast. But before you go, a simple request. If this podcast has made a difference in your life, please leave a review where you listen and share this episode with someone who could use a little light today. Knowing my show has impacted your life brings me so much joy. Remember to explore my Etsy boutique to discover the workbook you need most this month. And until next time, my friend, ignite inspiration, spread hope, and dance with faith.